Happy Victory Monday, folks. In this video, we're going to talk about winners and losers from the game that took place yesterday. Lions defeating the Giants in overtime. Now, we talk about winners who played well and losers who didn't play so well. So don't take too personal to say the word losers on here. But the trajectory of these players and what we would like to see an improvement, obviously, when the Lions are facing Thanksgiving versus the Green Bay Packers, that's the big game, right? And right now, the Detroit Lions are favored in this game by 3 points. And this game is actually going to be at 1 p.m. It's not going to be at 12:30 like we usually do on Thanksgiving, so get ready for that 1 p.m. game. The total over and under is 48.5. The Packers are the underdogs here, obviously. So that's what we got going on there. So these players need to get it right before that game. St. Brown, he had the comment and the advice of the game. This is what he said. He says, the craziest thing ever, overtime starting. I told receivers coach, assistant head coach, Scotty Montgomery, Scotty, let's run the ball. Trust me. We've just got to run it, St. Brown said. Scotty's like, yeah, I agree. Let's do it. I told running backs coach, Tashad Choice, just run it. Yes, that was the correct advice, and it resulted in a great play with the touchdown from Jahmyr Gibbs. Also resulted in me falling out of my chair while it happened because it was such an epic play. Gibbs taking it to the house. And that's going to take us to the Lions winners list. But before we get into that list, who is your biggest winner in this game? Name the player in the comments below, your biggest winner. I'm starting with my biggest winner, and that's going to be Jahmyr Gibbs, killing it. Nearly 260 all-purpose yards and 3 touchdowns. 15 carries, 219 yards, 15 yards. Insane. He literally was the offense yesterday. He is a massive winner on this list. Not only is he a winner in regards to our fandom, but he is becoming one of the best players in football, the best running back in football, an offensive weapon in the game right now because he just kills it running the football in the pass game. His jukes will rip you out your seat. His speed is elite. He goes 0 to 1,000 in a split second. He is Chris Johnson reincarnated, and he had an epic game for the Lions versus the Giants. Next winner on my list is Jake Bates, the field goal machine, sending us to overtime with a 59-yard field goal. Now, I made a mistake. In the video yesterday, I said it was center. Actually went to the right and came back in. Made it. Without his kick, we don't go to overtime. Special teams was great during the game yesterday. Field position, the kicks, the extra points, everything went good, and we needed every single point in this game. We couldn't miss an extra point. We don't get to overtime, right? We had to get the field goal. Field position, all of that resulted in greatness. Now, if the special teams can continue to do that, the Lions are sitting pretty. And that brings us to my another winner here on my list on special teams. Yes, punt the ball. Jack the Goat Fox. Punting is okay. And he was pinning the Giants back. Pinning. That is such a weapon to have. And I know a lot of people hate punts. Oh, punt, they're stupid. But you got to understand, field position is extremely important for both. And if you don't punt and you're constantly giving teams good field position, when they punt, then we're always getting bad. That's why going for it on fourth down all the time is not always the correct answer. We have weapons. Let's utilize those weapons, even if it's in the punt game. How about Jack Campbell? We're going with the Jacks today. Oh my God, he was all over the field again. He's so good in stopping the run. He was getting it done. And the Lions defense was cheeks. It was bad. But he was not bad. He was the one player I felt on defense was elevating the game just a little bit. And I want to give some love here to Brock Wright as well. Now, he didn't have a whole lot. He had only 29 receiving yards, but he's filling in for Sam Laporta, and he made the catches. He's not the fastest. He's not the he's not the greatest. He doesn't have the great hands, not the greatest blocker, all of that. He's just solid. He's the Craig Reynolds of tight ends. So I got to give him a winner on my list because he's just doing what he needs to get done. So here is my winners list. Jahmyr Gibbs, Jake Bates, Jack Campbell, Jack Fox, and Brock Wright. Now, I like the list. I could have done other players, but I wanted to say winners, not players who I thought it did good. I wanted to be players that really took their game to the next level. Name a player you want to see the Lions do well on Thanksgiving, because we're going to get to the losers list, the players that didn't do so well. So name a player you want to see perform well. My first former player who are DC, I'm going to go with Kelvin Sheppard. I don't know if the game plan was completely wrong, but there was so many players out of place in this defense. It was disgusting. Famous Jameis was just throwing bombs. Bomb after bomb after bomb. And these receivers were wide open. They were just completely open. It was an unmitigated disaster. The game plan was bad, and I'm sure he'll do better next time. I highly doubt we're going to see him a lot on a loser's list going forward because he's been pretty damn good. Gotta show some disapproval for a guy, in my opinion, that did not play well. And that's Kayode Awosika. He was a detriment to this offensive line on Sunday. Jared Goff was getting pressured. And there was points where it was just free player. He has got to do a better job. Kayode Awosika, though, is a backup. So I give him a little bit more grace. He's not our starter, but he can play better than what he did on Sunday, and I expect him to do well. I had to put him on this list, guys. I had to do it. Brian Branch, I thought he would never be on this list as a player that hasn't performed well. Not only has he performed well in the field, he's jogging. He's just not playing well. He's getting in that helmet-to-helmet. Folks, that was a helmet-to-helmet. There's no excuses for it, right? He's probably going to get penalized. He's going to get fined. Who knows? Maybe he gets suspended. So his play on the field has gotten worse, and it's shown yesterday. His penalties are getting worse. He's got to improve. He's in a rut. And I love Brian Branch. I talk about him all the time. You know this. You guys know this. But he has played bad. I don't know if it's because Kirby Joseph is not in there. I don't know what is going on. And I hope he can get better. I hope so. But right now, he's on a downward trend. Graham Glasgow, man, he has been bad at center. And it's the interior of this offensive line is killing on us. And he is the veteran here who is just not doing a good enough job right now. And it stinks. This is a problem that we have to wait till the offseason to fix. So there's nothing that we can do about it. So we got to root for Graham Glasgow. We want him to succeed, folks. We want him to succeed. That is a fact. So he's got to play better. Maybe the Lions got to figure something out. And look, if he keeps failing at center, maybe they can switch it up a little bit, right? Not 1,000% sure. But right now, that interior is hurting our offense significantly. We may miss Frank Ragnow in a big way. And I can't wait for us to upgrade the center position this offseason or the guard, depending how they want to move, if they move Ratledge to center. Who is the biggest loser that you have from the game yesterday? Name one player in the comments below. I'm going to do a lesser loser here because I know he can perform better, and that's Amik Robertson. He was out of place as well. I know he can do better. That's why I put him on here. It wasn't a huge loser. I feel like there's other players that probably played worse, but we know his game can be better, and I can guarantee you he's going to be feisty come Thursday. And by the way, a DJ Reed and a Amik Robertson, I think they're going to come out with a passion to play better. I do. So here's my losers list right there. I got Kelvin Sheppard, defensive coordinator, and I do think he'll do a much better game plan coming up in the upcoming games. I got Kayode Awosika as well. I think that he'll play better, but we can't be too hard on him considering the fact he is a backup. I don't know how much better he can play. DJ Reed, he's got to play better. It was his game coming back. Rust, I expect him to do good. I don't know about Brian Branch. Getting a little nervous right there. It's a slide. He could turn it around. Maybe it's with curb. Graham Glasgow, I don't think he can really turn around. I think we're kind of stuck there. We just got to root for him. And Amik, he definitely can. No doubt about it. Give me your thoughts of this list. You could have put other players. Again, I wanted to go with really good players and then players I want to see improve a little bit more on Thursday. And I think a lot of these guys will, I think especially the defense. That was more of an anomaly, so hopefully they can get better. But give me your thoughts, folks, in the comments below. With that said, adios.